Hi, my friend. Thank you for your wishes for my birthday. Recording this to tell you thank you and to say some things about life, some things about experience. And some maybe you don't know, I'm turning 56. I'm 56 years old now. And I'm grateful every day. Every day I'm grateful. And also have to thank you, my extended family, Rwanda, my parents, my brothers, my sisters. We grow up, we had life with them from the childhood. And my friend, childhood, school, some will keep still in touch. And also, I thank my family, my wife, Nyanji, Niva, Rubasha, our 3 boys. Guys, that is life. And also, you have been there for me, I've been there for you. That's how life is. And we have to keep supporting each other. And always the journey is not easy. We struggle here and there. But what we call struggle and what we call problem, that is part of life. That is life. And that's how we learn, and that is how we grow. And I'm recording this just to talk to you, to share my story. And because life is to share the story. That is why we are here. The people who have been there before us, everybody have left their story. But with this technology, with this current life we live in this century, now it's easy to share a story than before. And I keep telling you, my friend, our story always doesn't need to be good. Your story is your story. So today, with my experience, and I'm growing. I'm growing, and I realize now I'm getting better than I used to be. I feel much better than I used to be. And today I want just to share with you, I have like 7 principles of life I want to share with you, which made my life change, which is some things when you feel is good for you, is happy to share with you. The first things which is make me now, I can see I feel better than I used to be before, is number 1, I did self-education. I had to educate myself about life, about experience life. And when you're learning, when you are educating yourself, now to be able to witness what you are learning, if is right or if is not right, so you have to go back and you look your story and the past. It was always the past with you, always is with you. Even the future is with you. You can see it in your mind even before it happened. But always the past is going to come with you. It's good always to remind you. So now, when you educate yourself, the education here I'm talking about is not education to go back to school. It's education about life. What you have been going through to understand this is life. And for example, I can give an example. When I grow up, only way I knew about God is just say God is in heaven. He's going to look for me. If I do anything, if I do something wrong, he will come to punish me. And I used to work to live, to try to be good. But it's not that hard. And you wonder why we can't be good. Why always we get scared to be good, to be punished. We used to kneel down, we pray to God to do something, but nothing's happening. Always we keep going to be in trouble. But we grow up that way. That is how the knowledge we have. That the knowledge I have, that is how life is, that is how God is going to be. And one day you go to die and you go to heaven and then you go to be judged. So now what it changed now, which now bring back to you, I learned from other people also to say, look, there is other way. And for me, I learned from somebody called Neville Goddard. He teach this in 1950s, 40s, 30s in America. See, the teaching he recorded in 1900 is come to change your life in 2024. That's where I learned from. Wherever you go to see me talking about you are God, your mind is from God, I learned from Neville Goddard. But it's you who go to witness yourself. What you learn from him, it's you who go to witness yourself to believe it or don't believe it. But that's how we learn. That is how you see, now if I know I am God, what does he give to you? What does he change you? So that what is the point? The point is when you know you are God, you got to know your life and your mind, you are responsible for the good or for the evil. You are not going to wait somebody outside in heaven who will come to punish you. You are not going to be fear again if you are doing something wrong, because the 10 commandments we read in the Bible, if you do that, that is a sin. So that is not sin, that is what I learn. Because most people have been doing it and they found nothing's happened to them and they found life keep going on and then always keep questioning about that. But when you learn this, you will never question anything about that, because you know life is you, your mind and your imagination, it's where God lives. God live with you. God live in your mind. Everything you get, everything you found to want to be, to achieve, had to come through from your mind. That is what this teaching from Neville Goddard teaches me, say I'm responsible for everything. Because people think if say you are God, you go to create something. No, you're not going to create anything there. You're going to be a normal person like anyone else. You're going to be sick. You're going to be in trouble like anyone else, because you have to use your mind if you don't want to be in trouble. But we are human beings. But as long as you know what you do, you take responsibility for yourself. Everything's come within yourself. So that is first things I learned now, I can give you now to educate yourself. And when you educate yourself, change life for better. And other things now, second principle now I learned, it's who are you? If somebody asks you, who are you? What do you say? They say, we learn. Because for me, I used to think to be who are you is a service you do, is a job you do, or is a professional you do. Oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, I'm a doctor, I'm a driver, I am a builder. So all those are service. Now, when you learn, it's a learning, it's a self-education. That's what we learn from. And you learn now, you are not a service you are doing. You are God. You are son of God. Your mind, it's your God. And you got to know every person you see, every person you meet is a child of God as you, like you. You where you are a child of God as like anyone else, because always we're connected through our mind. Our mind is one for whole universal. We connected through our mind. We do things through our mind. Every invention have been happening in this world have been happening through our mind. Everything is just happen through in our mind. And the society we have, even though we could see we are different in colors, in culture, what we have been doing, but everything's always come to one thing, which is mind. And when I'm learning now to know who you are, if you could be thinking we are Africans, you are European, you are Asian, all that it become again one to united through their mind. The culture we have performed, the culture we do it through what we imagine. How do we feel? If our community, we want to live this other community want to live like that, this other community live like that. So those are the ideas for the people from those communities. That is why you found each communities that have their different cultures, different the way they do things, because it also comes through their mind. And that's how what happened. Our culture, our mind had the way to name our children, the way to worship their God. But in Africa, other culture came, tell us what we have been learning, it wasn't good, it is better to change. So they interfere in it. So that is, again, a learning lesson. That's why I learn, as I say, I should not take other people's names because our culture has the way we names our children. And that is again from learning. You learn to know this is not should be like that, this should be like you, but it's you who are going to take that decision. It's you who know. You go to witness what you are learning. This is better than what you know before. See, that is the change. That is what I'm keep preaching. And another things is, and always these principles is some things we do every day in our life. But when you educate yourself about life, you pay attention to it. You see, understand about it much better. So the third principle is they say, love yourself and love your neighbor as yourself the way. You don't want anything bad to happen to you, so don't wish also to happen to your neighbor. And it's in the Bible. It's some things he had to start from you. You have the feeling, look after yourself. To look after yourself is a different when people say you are selfish. No, they are totally different. Look after yourself first. You have to see your life first. You have to look good for yourself, what you're doing, your own thinking, your health, yours. You have to look after yourself, what you do. And when you look after yourself, of course, you go to look after other ones. You first, but it's good to look after other ones. You love yourself. It's mean because you love God, you are God, you have to love other gods because all we are connected. You are connected on one thing in our mind. So that is how I learned, that is how my life changing, because you have to witness to yourself. Everything here we are talking, it's you. When you learn, when you get this knowledge, it's you who decide to follow them or don't follow them. Most people, they think, oh, you can't love yourself, you have to love other ones. That is how it is. But you remember also when you go in the airline, they say, put the mask first for yourself. You don't even put the mask for your children first. No. See, you have to put mask for yourself. The air hostess always say it. Even today when I came, they say, you have to put the mask for yourself first. And then you can look at other ones because you go to do the same things the way they have been doing it for you. See, that's how life is. Yeah. Other principle now I really like is now when everything, as I say, is hard to be experienced with you, you have to witness yourself because no one sees it. Everything it's in your mind. The third principle say, do not worry what other people say or think about you or believe about you. From today, you got to know, you do know what about what other people think, because what they think, it's in their mind. What they think about you, it's their thought. What they talk about you, it's what they thinking. And what believe about you, it's their belief. I used to feel bad somebody has said something about me. Or if I go there, what people they go to say, to think. If my son do something like that, what about people are going to do? You see, I live a life thinking other people will go to talk about you. And now this lesson teaches me, do not worry about other people. You have to worry about yourself. What you do, good or evil, everything is up to you. But in life, if you don't learn it, this what people talk about you, whatever they feel about you, it messes your life. It messes your life. It make you fear. It make you lose confidence. It make you feel you are nothing because you are worried what other people think about you. It's just some things. I give example because everything I go through, it's my experience in life. When my son, a young son, he was start getting in trouble, not to follow the rules, do thinking there, I used to feel bad. But sometimes you feel bad not because your son doing something there, is what people they go to say. What about people they go to say? And I used to send him to go to see my relative, everybody, also he could continue to give them troubles. He could do wrong things in their family thing there, and everybody not be happy. And you don't worry about what is happening, you are worried about what people they are going to say, and they're going to talk, and what people they're going to think. So your mind is just full of what people they're going to think, and you remember you can't control it. And that things make you not feel that. But if you learn this, because I learned from Never God that you do not worry about what other people think and talk about you. You look after yourself, you look after your thinking, it's how you love yourself. It's how you know. What you believe yourself is what you believe is what you are. Because it's you, no one else who knows. You remember, no one in this world who's going to know what is in your mind. No one is going to know what you're thinking in your mind. Yeah, that is the good one. Do not worry about what other people say. If you can do it, your life is going to change for better. And the other things is because we live as a people, we live in a community, we have relationship, we have families, we have co-workers, and always we are interact with other people. The other people always they go to be conflict, they go to be have something there. Only way you go to save yourself from conflict is just by silence, by not want to talk much if argument become big. If you want to be right and somebody else want to be right and no one want to cool down, you have to learn today, cool down before. You don't need to be right. You can let somebody get right, his belief, and then you silence yourself, and then you build peace. That's how peace build, because people, they don't want to change even though they feel their truth, and they don't want to change anything else. That is how the war started. The war started between friends. Always the war started between friends. Wars start between brothers. When you look around the world, the wars which doesn't end is the people who are connected. It's the people who are the same culture. It's the people who are neighbors. It's the people who live the same place. These wars never end because those wars, they're in the mind. Because they want to be right. They feel, what they think is what it is, and nothing else can change. And that is why we get always in trouble. See, that you have to understand. But when you make silence, it make everything there. Silence make peace. And when you communicate with people, also make peace. And this teaching you learn every day and you practice in your life change. When I started learning this, only I remember the first goal I had. I will never argue with my family anymore, my wife, my children. Maybe in 4 years, somebody make noise, can make something, they never get angry anymore, never get a heated argument anymore, because it become a goal. And how to that goal is to know, use your silence and use communication or anything. Talk to somebody, anything you want to talk about it. And everything's always when this is simple 5 principles you can practice in every day, because it's there in you, it's a personal, it's in your mind. It make your life much easier. It make your life easier. As I say, great things always, they don't worry about times. Great things, you change your life, you feel nicely. You don't worry about how long it's going to take. But when you learn this, you change your life completely. And because you're going to believe now, you got to have integrity of your own mind. You have to believe what your mind says, because when you go back to look at the old history, nothing has ever invented in this world without come from somebody's mind. Everything comes from somebody's mind. Everything, good or evil. Every ideas for the wars, for the what they believe, come always true in the mind. And the last one also, which is going to make your life easier, is the guilty. Do not feel guilt anymore, because there's nothing wrong you do. Life is life. Do not worry you have failed to anything. No, there is no failing in life. There is no sin in life. Anything you do wrong, the punishment comes within you. Everything you do, it's in your mind. The peace you want, it had to be in your mind. Everything you have a period over their time. Marriage has the times. You can have 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. That is not failing. Argument with somebody could become a year, 6 months. Everything has his own time. But we will learn, we educate ourselves to live better life. And the better life, no one else is going to see it. It's in you yourself. Because we can live with our problems. Our life